Hey guys, welcome back for another vlog for Working Wisdom Wednesday. Hopefully you guys have had an amazing week so far, and hopefully your March 2019 is off to a great start. So last week we talked about the importance of negotiating your salaries and your rate of pay and calculating your value, you know, based on your credentials, your education, your years of experience, all that, everything that you bring to the table, and know what that is so that you can present that to, you know, whoever you're going to be providing services to or with. Like if you're like me, I provide services with agencies, local community agencies, to service the community and treat them for mental health and addictions. So this is actually part 2. And it's a part 2 because I know people were asking me, like, so what happened at the end? It's kind of like a story, like I was showing you guys my story. It's actually, you know, Working Wisdom Wednesday is about things that I've experienced and things like lessons I've learned. Hold on one second. Alright, so we got 6 minutes before I will be interrupted. But anyway, so yeah, Working Wisdom Wednesday is really focused on, you know, sharing with you guys tips, strategies, things I've learned over the years, things that I've experienced, trial and error, my failures, things like that. Basically strategies that you can utilize, or information that you can utilize to help you on your journey towards success and navigating career and things of that sort. So that's what that looks like. So I'm always going to share with you guys the good, bad, and ugly. And at this point, I was actually in the middle of experiencing something. So I was like, let me just be honest and transparent, let them know. You know, I have my Freedom Friday vlog that I do, which is where I elaborate a little bit more on it in terms of like current stuff, especially in terms of being, more specifically in terms of being self-employed. But as you know, I've kind of worked I worked a lot of different jobs. Yeah, so this is a different, somewhat new, you know. But anyway, this is just a follow-up video, part 2 of it. You know, I had some comments. People were like, oh, you know, I'm in the same situation, you know, what do you suggest, that kind of thing. And I'm going to respond specifically to your each one of your comments so that I can give you insight based on what you shared. But I wanted to give you an update. I waited a week after I sent that email, because that's why I left you guys. I had just sent the email, whatever, I was telling you that. I waited a week. It's been a week, and I was like, oh, okay. You know, of course, that presents some anxiety. Because I'm just like, okay, I don't know. Like, should I not have asked? Like, you know, all those questions. You're like, I know I'm putting myself at risk because, you know, I'm already wanting to leave this one contract. I'm already wanting to, you know, just continue with that. And what if you know, it'll leave me with one contract. Now, it doesn't leave me with one source of income. It just leaves me with one contract providing therapy. So, and right now, you know, I'm building the other stream. So, like, I technically kind of need this one. You know what I mean? So, anytime you put yourself out there, you could get a no, and you could also get and thank you for your services, but it would no longer be needed. You know, you can also get that too. So, you know, I'm a very logical person. I'm just like, God, okay, you told me to step out on faith, and I ain't heard nothing back. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I should send her an email back and be like, you know what? I mean, if you can't, that's okay. But then I was like, no, Shamanda, no. You work way too hard. You've earned every penny, every hour, every minute, every 10 seconds, whatever, that you're with a client. You bring value because of all the experience, and not just my, you know, education wise and career wise, but just the personality and my personal
in 2 miles,
stuff.
take exit 91 toward US 23, Georgia 155.
My personal experiences, and not that I share that with them, but it allows me, like, for example, I have to go to the hood. Because I grew up in the hood, I'm not afraid to go in the hood and see clients. So that's a different element of me. That's like a value that I bring, is that I'm a licensed therapist, credential, all this education, but I have a hood experience that allows me to go in and work with people who are in the hood, low income, all that kind of stuff, and not leave them feeling judged. That's another element that I bring to the table that you're not going to get from everybody that you have a contract with. They don't have that. Some people are from the suburbs, and they make people feel uneasy because they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I know my chair's not the best, and I know it has a hole in it. If you like, we can go outside, you know. So they might have all these accolades and all this education stuff, but they don't bring that sense of peace, that sense of being down to earth with them. And that's a skill. But it's not just a skill.
Take exit 91 toward US 23,
it's just a
Georgia
natural
155.
element that some people just don't have, and that's okay. It's okay, because that means they need to work in a different environment, basically, right? Hold on, let me try to get over here real quick. Might need to work in a different environment with a different population. But anyway,
take exit 91, then merge onto I-85 Access Road.
Last night I was on the phone talking and all that kind of stuff, and I ended up looking sometime to check my email before I went to bed, because I didn't go to bed till like 2 something.
Merge onto I-85 Access Road, I-85 Frontage Road, then turn right onto Claremont Road.
Hold on, I don't even get that. I think he's gonna send that text. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hey y'all, so I'm back. I don't even know what happened, but what had happened was, I think, yeah, I went into the dentist and got my cleaning, and I'll be getting my teeth fixed. I'm going to get a bag and fix my teeth. Okay. But anyway, seriously. I don't know. I just got so sleepy all of a sudden. So I came home. My daughter braided my hair up. I had to take it loose. But anyway, I want to give you guys the update, the official update, what I was saying. So after a week, you know, I checked my email last night about 11:30. Actually about 2 o'clock in the morning. And that's why I'm sleepy. And about 11:30, the owner of one of the agencies I contract with had emailed me, and she's, you know, responded and approved the increase. Now, like I said, it's kind of bold to ask for $10 more. Only I would do something like that. But, you know, again, at the end of the day, like I was saying, I know my worth, my value. I know what I bring to the table. I also know what the reimbursement rates are, and I know what the split should be and all that. So again, if you go back and look at last week's Working Wisdom Wednesday, I kind of broke down what that looks like in terms of the healthcare field and things of that sort, especially being a therapist, contractor, community based, you know, all that. So the numbers are public, so you can see, okay, if we did 30-70 split, what would that look like? If we did 60-40, if we did 50-50, what would that look like? So when you send that number out there, you know what's kind of far off and what's not. Mine was a little on the high end. But what I did, though, and what is definitely going to be beneficial for me and to them, is that I won't be working another contract. This will be my only contract. And so the financial part of it, it's almost like they are absorbing the risk. They are, I am. I don't know. But it's like I increased it enough where it's going to make up for the risk of just only having one contract, one direct care contract. Because if I had two, just think about it, I've had two for a while now. If something goes wrong, and I can always just be like, okay, oh well, you know, I still got income coming in from over here, and I'll just increase my caseload over here or something. But now I won't have that. However, the interesting thing is that I now will have other sources of income that's outside of what I'm doing now. So it's the time, because I'll be making more money an hour. The time I can shrink my time focused on that, and the time that I would be spending working another contract and send those clients, I'll be able to use that to pour into my book and you know, social media marketing and my YouTube channel, building my brand, period, so that I can do the things that I'm more passionate about. I'm getting into production really heavy this year. That's my goal. Like, I really want to, you know, step into that arena. That's something I'm very excited about. So now I'll have the time to do that. But at the same time, the hours that I was working with the caseload with this company, I'll be able to make more money an hour doing the same work, if that makes sense. So it absorbs all of that, so it equals out. I'm excited, like, but you'll learn more about exactly. I'll go into more detail on Friday for Freedom Friday. I just want to encourage everyone, you know, if there's something that you want, if you feel like you deserve more, don't be afraid to step out. Now, I'll say this with one caveat. Make sure you have a backup plan when you do that. Because you don't want to just be like, oh yeah, so I'm going to need this and this and this. First, you said it in a very respectful way, of course. But you don't want to make any demands to a point where if they say no and things go left, you have nothing at that point. At the end of the day, though, we cannot operate in a spirit of fear. You have to go for whatever you know is yours. Whatever God has promised you in this season, you go for it. Don't allow anybody to use and abuse you, because at the end of the day, they're thriving, they're making their money and all that kind of stuff. So get your part of it too, and have people around you, your support system, that's going to support you and encourage you on the process, because it's scary. This past week has been kind of frustrating. I couldn't really tell many people like why I was feeling kind of like nervous. I actually had resigned the other contract before I got the response. So again, I just move a different way, but I don't suggest that for anybody. I always suggest make sure you keep something over here whenever you're going to put in that type of request, and then once it's solidified in writing and all that stuff, then you can move forward with ending whatever other things that you were doing that was kind of making up for the lack thereof of whatever you were working on, if that makes sense. Alright guys, so I hope that answers your question. This has been part 2 of last week's vlog. Negotiating your salary and your hourly rate. If you have any questions, or if you have any vlog requests in terms of career success, if you want to know something that I've experienced in terms of my career so far, send your question, comment below, and I will definitely answer it for you next week. Alright guys, I appreciate you. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please like, share, comment. Yeah, that's the best way to support my channel right now. I have so much coming up, and I appreciate you guys for being here. Alright, I'll see you next time. And thank you. I'm so happy. Ah!